On abortion, you've been pro-life your entire career.
Yeah.
You've been very staunchly pro-life.
Yeah.
Are there any circumstances in your mind in which an abortion should be legal?
Well, I think sometimes people talk about life of the mother as a situation, Charles, and in my sense is that one of the foundational things America is built on is a respect for life. And so I would say you optimize life. So for instance, a woman has a tubal pregnancy or something. Well, technically, by my understanding, life begins at conception. So you've technically had conception, but the child doesn't have a chance and will soon kill the mother. Okay, so I would say in those kinds of situations, you try to optimize life. But, you know, my case in this, Charles, has been, even if you sort of separate a little of the whole abortion question out, one of the things that I love about this country is the fact that Americans do consider life really important. And it's not because of some theoretical thing that you're on a talk show and somebody asks you about it, but you have September 11th, and you've got these guys that are running into a building that's about to collapse. They find somebody in a wheelchair. They never check their ID or anything like that, or whether they're important. They grab them and they get them to safety, and they run back and get another one. Same kind of thing that we saw. Ollie North had some footage. You know, he's been right up in the front with cameras taking footage. This is over in Iraq, and there's a Marine, a big guy, and he's got this guy who's wounded over his shoulder, and he's running. The bullets are flying around, and there is a cameraman in a safe position saying, "Hey, that guy that the guy's fatigues are just up, and you can see this is an Iraqi citizen. This isn't a U.S. soldier." He says, "Hey, that's an Iraqi citizen. Why are you risking your life there?" And this Marine turns around and he looks straight into that guy's camera and he said, "Because that's what we do." And that spirit in America, I think, is so important for us to protect that idea of the importance of all of us.
Okay, so if an abortion could be considered in a case of, say, a tubal pregnancy or something like that, what about in the case of rape? Should it be legal or not?
Well, you know, people always want to try and make that as one of those things. Well, how do you slice this particularly tough sort of ethical question? It seems to me, first of all, from what I understand from doctors, that's really rare. If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down. But let's assume that maybe that didn't work or something. You know, I think there should be some punishment, but the punishment ought to be in the rapist and not attacking the child.